Okay, happy Friday. It's time for IGTV. And I'm bringing my dear friend Katie Morton in to chat with you today. So you may know her or have seen her on the Bachelor series, but I know her from being my first friend in LA. And to this day, she's still one of my best friends.
Yay.
So I'm super excited to share deeper, more intimate parts of Katie with you today, things that you probably didn't see on the TV show and things that really are near and dear to her heart. So, Katie, thanks for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Wow, this is weird. Oh my gosh, I love you.
So, Katie, you are starting this initiative that you and I talked about so long ago, and I love that it's finally starting to come to fruition. But tell us about the concept of Well Rested.
So Well Rested is something that, I'm putting my coffee down. Well Rested is something that came about because of my narcolepsy. And I've been diagnosed with narcolepsy. I was diagnosed at 15, so it's been about 12 years. Holy crap. And because of that, I was on this journey to figure out what I need to have the best sleep possible, to be the most well-rested that I could be, to show up to every event as my best self, to show up and be able to pay attention, to maintain my memory, because with narcolepsy I was struggling with memory loss and a lot of irritability, and just going through emotional struggles from, I always describe it as a little kid who needs a nap. I'm either very cranky throughout the day because I'm so tired, or I'm breaking down emotionally because I'm so tired, or just not all there. So as I'm telling people throughout these years about my narcolepsy, typically because I'm educating them or telling friends so they understand what's going on with me or why I am the way I am, I would tell people about the excessive daytime sleepiness aspect of narcolepsy, and at least one person of every group says, oh, I must have narcolepsy.
Right.
So as I started to realize, a lot of people are thinking they have all of these symptoms. So it's not just people with sleeping disorders, but it's become this worldwide epidemic, especially with millennials trying to do so much every single day, that people are experiencing huge issues with sleep and excessive daytime sleepiness more specifically, because sleep is just so underrated and it's being looked over, and it's a huge problem in our world right now, with mental health and physical health. So that's why I ended up starting this Well Rested initiative, to not get the awareness out with narcolepsy specifically, but more sleep all around and rested minds and bodies.
1,000%. I love that so much. And that's a perfect segue into this next thought that I have. Again, coming back to this millennial generation, we are so eager to be entrepreneurs and start our own things and build our own brands and businesses. But with that comes this whole, hustle mentality. And we love to say like hustle hard, or like, get in an all-nighter, or I worked from 5 a.m. until 12 a.m. doing my business because I'm doing it all myself. What is the hustle mentality, or how can we debunk the hustle mentality to ensure that we're showing up better for ourselves and the people in our lives, and in turn our businesses?
That's such a good question, but it's so relevant right now, because what's funny too is that it's hard not to look at everyone hustling so hard and want to all of a sudden start pulling all-nighters and fitting more into your schedule. I feel that pressure every single day, as I'm sure so many people do. And there's people out there that are fitting so much into their schedule, busy moms, busy college students. Everyone's going right now, and we're expected to do so much because of our technology that we have. We're capable of doing so much, but there's no possible way to maintain a schedule of constantly pulling all-nighters or getting 4 hours of sleep. There's so many studies done. And I always refer back to the scientist and Dr. Matthew Walker, because he wrote the book Why We Sleep. And he's done a few TED Talks, and I've done an internship with a neurologist before on sleep. they're just getting 4 hours of sleep, your memory deficiency goes down by about 40%. So that's the difference of passing a test with an A and failing miserably. And that's how you show up every day in your everyday life. If you're getting just 4 hours of sleep or less, you're either passing or failing your days, and you might not even realize it. It comes with memory. Your memory deficiency going down by 40%. There's a part of your brain called the hippocampus that starts shutting down and basically saying no to everything. You're not going to remember this. You're not going to remember this. You're not going to remember this. You might not feel it that next day, but the days following or the week following when you were supposed to remember something and you don't, that was that day and that part of your brain that said, we're not going to remember this because we can't, because we didn't get enough rest. So there is this hustle mentality that's out there that you were talking about. And the only way to really hustle, in my opinion, is to set regular times for bed. Wake up every morning at the same time, 6 a.m. Let's say it's 6 a.m. and go to bed every single night at the same time, 10 p.m. And that has to be on the weekdays and the weekends. And I'm learning to do this more myself, but if you're gonna hustle, you're just gonna have to say no to that brunch or catching up with Sally for coffee. Because if you wanna have a side hustle, you have to take the 3 hours or 4 hours that you would be at brunch and use that as your side hustle. You shouldn't say, I'm gonna do brunch and I'm gonna stay up later to hustle. Because the later you stay up, sleep, your body doesn't work as a bank. Mother Nature never expected humans to delay sleep. Humans are the only animal on this earth that delay sleep on purpose. Mother Nature never gave us a bank to keep, a savings account of sleep. So you physically cannot catch up. If you miss 5 hours of sleep in a night, there's no way you catch up. Even if you sleep 5 hours the next day, your body doesn't take it as that. So going to bed on a regular schedule and having to say no to things in order to do your side hustle is what I would say is the most imperative. You'll just have to do less social to promote your next business.
Because I think that the idea of being well rested is there's so much depth beyond sleep as well. It's the way we manage our time. And like you just said, being able to say no to things so that when we get those perfect hours of sleep, when we set them for ourselves, our brain can function more highly so that when we make ourselves work, we can actually show up wholeheartedly. And with that, I also want to talk about power naps, our favorite. I like to call them my meditations. But I want to talk about how important those are, like midday slump, and how those can be really helpful and what they look like.
Yes, so a power nap, some people like to take 2-hour naps in the middle of the day. I've heard that's a no-no in my book. You sometimes end up waking up more groggy or getting less sleep at night. So the perfect power nap is between 15 to 25 minutes, and it's a perfect recharge. Your body just goes into almost like plugging yourself into a wall. When you wake up, you're able to get more done. I'm sorry, I'm lost of words, but okay, sorry. When you're learning in your first half of your day, you're able to now, it's almost, you put yourself in this box and you absorb everything you learn in the first half of the day. You make a clean slate and you wake up for the next half of the day. That's exactly what doing a power nap actually is absorbing everything you just learned in the first half and putting it to bed essentially, and now going into your next half. That way it's not, you're not trying to learn this huge chunk throughout the day and then absorb it all night long. Power naps are really, really great, and that's why a lot of businesses, Google, really high-tech businesses, but a lot of businesses are starting to put nap stations into their offices because power naps are that imperative and sleep is that imperative to learning and memory.
I love that. I love me a good power nap. Woo!
I promote power naps all day.
Get a t-shirt with that on it. Okay, so this initiative that you are creating is called Well Rested, and you are wanting and hoping to bring that out into the world with other people. So what does that look like? How does the evolution of this brand look like as you're starting to share it with people?
So that's a really good question. Yeah, so that's a good question. The evolution of Well Rested, it's really to bring awareness to those people on the go. Busy moms, students, like I said, everyone that's in the corporate world right now, because we are going. Really, all of us, everyone that's on the go, doing things for themselves, for their kids, for their family, for their friends, constantly moving. That is what Well Rested is all about. It's bringing events to people. I'm starting with an event it'll be yesterday.
Yeah.
I had an event, my first event yesterday. But these events are all about educating people. Not just educating, but trying to promote good habits. So that's why I'm bringing my friend Nikki in.
Hey.
With her tapped in method to help people promote good habits throughout the day in order to now hit where my specialty is, to hit those sleep times at night and those power naps during the day. It's also to just really drive home the importance of sleep for beauty, for memory, for all of your cognitive functions, and also your physical functions. Something I actually learned earlier today is that daylight savings time thing I was telling you about.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing all of this stuff to you at my retreats, at these events. All of this information is going to be readily available for you. We're also going to be doing a little bit of fitness, because fitness every single day promotes a better night's sleep, 30 minutes to an hour. And the little fun fact I learned today was that they did a study on 1.6 billion people. That study is called daylight savings time. And when fall hits and you get that extra hour of sleep, heart attacks actually go down by 21%. And I think that number might be climbing. But when spring hits and you lose that extra hour, heart attacks raise the next day by 24%. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And it all has to do with the amount of sleep people are getting. This also includes suicide. Suicide went up by 25% in the spring, the day after daylight savings time. So this sleep has so much to do with your cognitive functions and your physical health. And that's really why I'm bringing this event forward, because I'm really excited for people to finally put sleep as their priority. And I want to debunk this stigma, I guess, that sleep equals laziness, because it's absolutely not the case. And that is what Well Rested is all about. Resting the mind, resting the body. And this doesn't mean just sleeping. It could be meditation, certain practices to help yourself get back into a rested state of mind.
And I feel like it's giving people the permission to choose themselves.
100%.
And self-care.
100%. And with this huge self-care, I feel like there's an epidemic going on with self-care. Everyone's finally realizing, hey, we need to stop doing every single thing for other people and overexerting and exhausting ourselves, and maybe take a look inward and realizing, what do I need? And what everyone needs that a lot of people are totally neglecting is sleep. So that's why I started Well Rested.
I love it so much. Thank you, Katie, so much for sharing. I'm super excited for everyone watching to learn a little bit more about you and the Well Rested initiative that you have going. And I can't wait for you guys to come to one of her events. Yay. So keep an eye out on her page or mine, because I'm sure I will be promoting it as well. And go out and get some sleep this weekend, okay? Bye.
Good night.
Good night.